हेलो एंड वेलकम रेडियो जिंदगी लिसनर, यू आर ट्यून इनटू 1550 AM. सुन रहे हैं द साकेत भाटिया एस्ट्रोलॉजी शो. एवरी ट्यूसडे वी ब्रिंग 4 to 5 PM द एक्सपर्ट हिमसेल्फ ऑन एयर. मैं बात कर रही हूँ साकेत जी की, हु इज अ सीनियर बोर्ड मेंबर एट द इंटरनेशनल एसोसिएशन ऑफ वेदिक एस्ट्रोलॉजी एंड न्यूमरोलॉजी, एंड ही इज ऑल्सो द एडिटर एट इंटरनेशनल ज्योतिष जर्नल. 25 ईयर्स से ज्यादा का एक्सपीरियंस है उन्हें इन द फील्ड ऑफ एस्ट्रोलॉजी एंड न्यूमरोलॉजी. 12,000 प्लस सेटिस्फाइड क्लाइंट्स के साथ इस पूरे एक्सपीरियंस को, उसके निचोड़ को लेकर आए हैं वो ऑन एयर. तो जरूर आप उनसे कांटेक्ट कीजिए. यू कैन ऑल्सो कॉल अस ड्यूरिंग द शो 510-770-1550. दैट्स द स्टूडियो लाइन नंबर. इफ यू हैव अ क्विक क्वेश्चन regarding astrology or numerology, do give us a call. And you can also connect with him after the show 408-639-5300. That's Dr. Saket Bhatia's direct number. You can reach him directly through this number 408-639-5300. Website where you'll get all the information regarding him is saketbhatia.com. Email कर सकते हैं info@saketbhatia.com, or you can log on to his Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Saket Bhatia Astrology Numerology. So with that, let's start today's show. Hello and welcome, Saket ji. कैसे हैं आप?
Hi Vedika, how are you?
Wonderful.
And good afternoon to all the listeners of Radio Zindagi.
Yeah, I think हमारा वॉल्यूम थोड़ा क्लैश कर गया जी.
अच्छा, अब ठीक है?
Perfect.
Oh, that's good. As long as you can hear me and people can hear, that's good enough.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
we keep coming back. This is our 33rd show.
Wow, पता ही नहीं चला.
पता ही well, आपको पता नहीं चला, हमें थोड़ा पता चला है. It's always nice to be with you. You know, अच्छा लगता है. You come every week, you talk to people, you answer questions, you give them direction, you give them guidance. तो उसी के बारे में थोड़ा सा बात करते हैं. 33 shows में we have received over 100 calls.
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, if I do the math, it probably is, हो सकता है we've even crossed over 250 calls, right? So this is a good thing. Lots of people जो इस show पे call करते हैं, they ask questions about their life, finances, property, career, immigration, family relationships, and so much more. होता ये है कि sometimes calls start even before the show starts, and then calls keep
As
going
today.
on. नहीं, and last time हम जब यहाँ थे तो show खत्म हुआ and people still kept calling after the show, right? So there's a question, why somebody asked me, why is it you only limit us to one question? I said, देखिए, it's because it's kind of popular show. We want to make sure कि everybody gets some chance to ask. So what is happening is some people call and then they call next week, then they call the third week, then they call the fourth week, which is fine. But हमारा purpose ये है कि we want to accurately and articulately give you the answers. देखिए, over the last 6 months, I have received 23 calls in which people have said they're very happy. Accuracy आई है, direction आया है. तो, you know, it's encouraging for us. This show is endorsed and sponsored by the International Association of Vedic Astrology and Numerology. The reason this show is live streamed on Facebook is because we want copies of this to last. So other people we are training in Iowan, you know, can actually learn about astrology. फिलहाल इस साल तो we are not training anybody, but it's different. So questions people ask me, what is the difference in fate and destiny? See, fate and destiny are used interchangeably by many people, which is incorrect. Fate is something which is predetermined. It is beyond your control. You can't do anything about it. In fact, जब कोई चीज आपको control करती है, you say, you know, it's my fate. ये तो होना है.
Yeah.
Right? Destiny is something you choose. You choose what is going to be the outcome of it. That is what we call destiny in astrology. So for example, you decide today you want to go home early, you cancel the show. Destiny थी, show नहीं होना था. आपकी action की वजह से हुआ. So destiny is your action that controls, and fate is something that is beyond your control.
Interesting.
Okay. Accuracy, guidance, and direction are very important vehicles. And this is what causes you to select your destiny. If you're looking for guidance, if you're looking for direction, yes, we are here to help you. But if you're looking for answers on the radio show that make you happy, then perhaps you may not be very happy calling into this show. See, we cannot give you the answers you want to hear. We are going to give you answers that are either factual or answers that are very true. Were you there when somebody called us about the immigration thing and said मुझे immigration नहीं मिल रहा?
Yeah.
तो हमने उन्हें कहा था कि we don't see you getting it for another 2.5 to 3 years. Today I was doing a call in New York and somebody said, मेरे पैसे नहीं बच रहे. And I said, okay. And he said, what's the problem? And I said, I don't see anything improving for at least the next 4.5 years. नहीं होगा. So one option is for us to say, हो जाएगा ठीक. The other option is to be very honest. No astrologer can guarantee you success. No astrologer should guarantee you success or brag about results or things that are incorrect. We have humans make mistakes. We accept it. We move on. Astrologers should also understand that. Dekhiye, when we are part of an association like Ayavan, we sit with other astrologers. We share ideas. We meet more than once a week. We discuss what is happening, how to read chart, what is the correct mechanism. Individuals, unfortunately, they sit in one room and they don't realize that. Mum, ye nahi keh rahe ki astrologers are not good or astrologers are not bad. All I'm trying to say is the diversity, the experience is very, very important in making the correct decisions, right? Last week we had a caller. I believe she's still listening. She asked questions about moving her residence. We said there'd be some financial difficulties between 2027 and 2029. The show was recorded. The show was listened by over 10 Ayavan astrologers. All 10 of us have the same conclusion. Some astrologers might give you different opinions. That does not mean they are wrong. It is their interpretation, right? So I'm not here to say this person is wrong, that person is wrong, check their degrees. No, I'm here to just say, go with your gut. Go with the individual who makes more sense to you. Go with the person who expresses and makes you understand that properly. For that particular listener, your Mercury is debilitated. Yes, you're going to have problem in the next 3 years. Giving advice is easy. Giving right advice is hard. Remember that. So, life mein, people are calling on this show. Many of them are asking about career, money. Unfortunately, I want more people to call and say, what's about my health? What about my happiness? What about my fulfillment?
The most important thing.
Yes, this is very, very critical. Life mein, you're not going to... I'm not saying you're not, okay? Let me take that back. You may not be the next Elon Musk. You may not be as popular, as rich, as flamboyant. Neither you may be as, smart as Albert Einstein. But you are you. You are that unique person that they might want to be as well. आपके पास कुछ ऐसा है जो उनके पास नहीं है, which is you yourself. So learn to appreciate who you are. Learn to be happy with who you are, right? Astrology's job is fulfillment, nothing more than that, right? So इसके साथ we can then move on with what we want to discuss today.
Absolutely wonderful thought with which we have started today. We have a caller waiting जो show के पहले से he has called. Can we take him on air quickly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
hi.
doctor.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Can
I wanted to ask a question if I'll be about my son's career.
Okay, can I have your or your son's name?
My son's name is Sachin.
Okay. And when is Sachin born?
He was born on January 12th, 2012.
January 12th, 2012. So he is born on a Thursday.
Correct.
What is the time? Yes.
Time is about 1:35 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay. 13:35. Okay. And place of birth?
Pleasanton, California.
Okay. Pleasanton. Okay. Question क्या है आपका?
I just wanted to know, like, what's he going to do in the future? What is he designed to do or something?
He is 12 years old.
Right.
He is only 12 years old. So, have you ever been to an astrologer before? Have you seen his chart?
No.
I think you should take a good look at it. आपके son की जो chart बनती है, he happens to be a Taurus ascendant. Okay? And we always say in astrology, wherever the ascendant lord sits, that house is very secure in life. आपके son की ascendant lord Venus is sitting in the 10th house. It is in very good dignity. Navam's chart, maybe it is sitting with Saturn, so he's going to a very stable career. Venus is the single most influential planet on your son's chart. Okay, let's start with that. वो बहुत strong है. Venus की degree 4 degrees है. Ascendant 8 pe hai, so I would consider Venus to be strong, influential. Now, which career he should take, that is going to take time. Venetian things would be good for him. Venetian things are more like acting, modeling, real estate. RJ, I know Vedika is giving me a look here, but Vedika bahut chota hai aapse. You can train him. You know, those are good careers for him. He has Rahu, which is sitting in his 7th house. So business partnerships in media might be good for him. What do you think he's going to do? He has Moon, which is very, very strong in directional strength in his 4th house with Mars. One thing about your son, please note, inka Jupiter 12th house mein hai. That makes them a very, very skilled at a young age. You will see he will be very close to fields like art, music. वो दिखेगा आपको आपके son में. And he's running Venus Dasha right now, which is actually all about him. That Dasha is going to continue till about 2032. Your son is going to be 20 years by then. So it would not surprise me if he's in that field, okay? Not at all.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you so much for your call, listeners. If you're listening to us right now, the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show is on. Radio Zindagi पे live सुन रहे हैं आप डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया को. If you also have any quick question, astrology या numerology से related, आप call कर सकते हैं. Studio lines are open 510-770-1550. We have another caller waiting. Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hello, Dr. Saket Bhatia. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. मेरा नाम चीनू है और मेरा जन्मदिन 20th February 83 है.
20th February.
83.
So it's your birthday today?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, how is 2024 going to be for me?
Where is your place of birth?
It's Kalaikunda, West Bengal.
Kalaikunda, West Bengal. Give me 1 second. West Bengal. Okay. So, आपकी जो चार्ट बनती है your Gemini ascendant. That means the ruling planet happens to be Mercury. Mercury is placed in the 8th house in a friendly sign. Moon happens to be in Kritika Nakshatra. That's also important. अभी आपका फिलहाल Jupiter की दशा चल रही है. That Jupiter dasha ongoing from Saturn will end in about 5 days, and then you will switch into Jupiter Mercury dasha. Mercury is 3 houses from Jupiter, and for Mercury, Jupiter is a neutral planet. So dasha to theek hai. Mercury will be all about home and you, happiness. When you said you want to know how the year will be, explain little more. Relation with parents, kids, family, career, money. What is it you want to focus on?
Contentment, because everything I want to know everything, so I just want to know a generic answer, like how would everything be, like professionally and personally, health-wise.
So personally, professionally, health-wise, this is a good year for you. Easy.
Okay.
Jupiter is a strong planet. I know it is placed in the 6th house, but doesn't mean much in this chart. अच्छा chart hai, अच्छा planet hai, you'll be fine. The only thing you should worry about is actually Jupiter Saturn dasha chal rahi hai. No, I don't see. It's fine. You won't have any problems. It's not bad. It's actually good for you. Okay.
What should I be worried about in the future? Anything I should be looking out for health-wise?
I would say if the one thing you need to worry about is Moon, which is your mind or your mother. I don't like the placement of that particular lord, second lord in the 12th house, and Gulika Mandi is wahan baitha hai, so that's not going to help you much.
Okay.
Your mom's health, watch that in the future, and just watch your finances, but not yet. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you again.
That was indeed a smart question. Contentment, which includes
Rare
everything.
question.
Yeah,
Very rare.
yeah, that was a smart one. We have another caller waiting.
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Saket Bhatia. My name is Rumit. So actually, question for my wife. So her birth date is December 19th, 1988. Birthplace Visnagar, Gujarat. If you look for district, it should be Mehsana. And birth time is 9:45 p.m. evening.
9:45 in the evening. Okay.
Yeah. So just want to understand health-wise, like how going to her health will be, and whether U.S. is a better country for her or India, because we were considering moving back to India for health reasons, primarily for her. So just want to understand which country will be a better option for that.
See, अभी आपकी वाइफ की मार्स की दशा चल रही है, मार्स राहु. ओके. The ascendant is Jupiter, but Jupiter retrograde क्या है? Generally, when a planet like Jupiter, good, lucky planet like Jupiter goes retrograde, it loses lots of its benefic properties. थोड़ा luck कम हो जाता है. The ruler of health is Sun, okay, and Sun in this chart is sitting at 0 degrees. Fire, earth, air, water. He's not in Gandanta or something, but 3 degrees पे थोड़ा weak है. केतु बैठ गया है आपकी वाइफ की हेल्थ में, so that has to cause some health problems, undoubtedly. Now, another thing we see is Saturn. Saturn is aspecting, direct aspect तो उनकी हेल्थ पे है. You want to know if you should move back or you should stay here?
Yes, like place-wise, where will she have less health problems? Let's put it that way.
I think Rahu बैठ गया, अभी दशा चल रही है. Jupiter is the lord of that, and Jupiter is aspecting Saturn. I think, if you ask me, I think you're probably going to move. The chance you move between now and September 2026 is very high. Okay.
Yes.
Health-wise, Ketu बैठे, so you have to work on that Ketu factor. I would not be, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to do a detailed analysis here. It's
no, that's okay. Understand that.
But I do see you going back. If you do go back, good luck. But do a detailed analysis before you go, the pros and cons. Kya hota hai, job, that way, okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for your call. If you would like to connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia after the show, 408-639-5300 is the direct number. You can call him, or you can email him info@saketbhatia.com. We have another caller waiting. Hello, you're live on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Yeah, thank you. Namaste, Bhatia ji.
Namaste, how are you?
Good, sir. I have a quick question regarding my son. His name is Abhinav. He is born on March 11, 2001. And wondering what would be his chances to get admission into a medical school, if possible.
March 11, 2001. Time of birth?
10:09 p.m. रात को 10 o'clock, around 9 minutes, 10:09, sir.
10:09. Place of birth?
Mountain View, California.
Mountain View, California.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now quick question for you is, when does he want to apply? That's important.
He started applying this year.
Now, आपको पता करना, is he going to get admitted this year or no?
If possible, sir, yes.
Well, that depends on two things. How is he as a student?
Excellent.
Excellent. Okay, ये जो चार्ट है, जो बनती है,
हाँ.
Libra ascendant. Okay, Libra ascendant, Venus is retrograde, exalted in Pisces. See, Venus is retrograde, थोड़ा luck चला जाता है, but exalted है. Moon is sitting in the main ascendant, which means mind is basically fixated on service. Now the question is, अभी आपके sun की Jupiter Saturn दशा start हो गई है. Okay, Jupiter happens to be the planet of hobbies, the planet of service, which is good. And Saturn happens to be the planet of higher education, intelligence. So they're both placed in the 6th house. वहाँ पर राहु बैठ गया है, higher education, research. See, I don't think your son is going to just do medicine. He's probably going to do above and beyond medicine. Mars is the surgery planet, जो अपने घर में बैठा है. He is not debilitated. Mars तो strong है. I think your son becomes a surgeon. Will he get admitted? He should. I don't see why not. He absolutely should.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And just to let you know more details, he did really good in all those entrance exams and all. And his plan was to become a surgeon. And looks like whatever information you are giving, really appreciate. उसके लिए बहुत धन्यवाद, sir.
No, good luck to your son. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Ji.
Let's start reading.
Yeah, I was about to say that I'm waiting since a long time to know more about something which you talk often, which is Gulika and Mandi. So what are those? What are the significance? And उस पे थोड़ा प्रकाश डालिए.
देखिए, गलिका मंडी जो है, this is a concept of astrology which was mentioned towards the end. You know how when we study in school, we start reading a book and then the middle chapters become very interesting and the end we just skim through. The Gulika Mandi we skim through the end.
Okay.
Gulika Mandi are moons. Gulika,
Saturn ke moons.
Saturn ke moons.
Yes.
So you're already halfway there.
You told us.
तो ये Saturn के moons है.
जी.
तो what do they do? It is very important to see Gulika Mandi कहाँ बैठे हैं. Okay, because जहाँ Gulika Mandi बैठते हैं, they will impact something.
Okay.
अगर Gulika Mandi 3, 6, 8 या 10th या 11th house में बैठ जाएं, they have a benign effect. They're actually better.
Okay.
Okay, अगर Gulika Mandi पे Saturn और Mars का effect पड़ता है, it causes problems. जहाँ भी Gulika Mandi बैठता है, unless it is 3, 6, 8, 10 or 11, it will harm the affairs of that house. It will harm the planet sitting in that house. It will harm the जो घर का मालिक है. It will hurt that house where that lord is sitting. Any aspects it will hurt. Now Gulika Mandi become powerless, absolutely powerless, when ascendant lord is well placed. That means आपका जो birth का जो ascendant का ruler है, or when your lord of day of birth is well placed.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Assume, hypothetically speaking, assume somebody who is a Aries ascendant. Okay. Now for an Aries, or so keep it easy, Scorpio ascendant. For a Scorpio ascendant, 5th house is children. That is ruled by Jupiter. Now assume again, Jupiter बैठा है Aquarius में, 11th house में. वो aspect कर रहा है 5th house Jupiter को. But Gulika Mandi 5th house में बैठा है. Gulika Mandi becomes very strong. जब Jupiter की दशा आएगी, something will happen to children. And that's true. We've had a number of cases. One in which a person lost his first son जब Jupiter की दशा आई, and then he lost his second daughter जब Jupiter की अंतर दशा आई. Gulika Mandi does that for you. So even a planet like Jupiter, which for that chart happens to be the second most powerful planet because he's lord of the 5th, is not able to save anything. Gulika Mandi is important. जितने health problems दिखते हैं Gulika Mandi. Astrologers often wonder कि second house की दशा आई है, पैसे क्यों नहीं बन रहे? Gulika Mandi देखिए कहाँ पड़ा है? What is it doing? उस पे aspects किसके हैं? So this is what Gulika Mandi is. That's why we see, जब call करते हैं हम वही देखते हैं कि Lord, that's why I always say, are you born on Sunday? Are you born on Saturday? Because I want to see उसका Lord की placement कैसी है? Weak है? Gulika Mandi will cause problems. Same way in astrology, there's Bada Kesh also. There's a planet, the lord of the 9th or lord of 11th, which although is very lucky, अगर कहीं गलत घर में बैठ गए तो डिले कर जाते हैं लाइफ में. डिनायल नहीं, डिले. या
राइट. सो आज वैसे हम लोग दिस इज तो स्पिल ओवर जो हम लास्ट वीक बात करने वाले थे. वी वर गोना टॉक अबाउट कारक टुडे. लेट्स टेक दैट.
Many people want to know Karak होता क्या है. You understand houses, you understand house lords, you understand planets, but Karak क्या है? I mean, जब हम astrology पढ़ाते थे students को, I haven't done that in a while, but people ask me why is Karak important and what is the role of Karak? I said जब picture बनती है, you need actors, you need script, right? You need a director, and you need somebody called a producer.
Okay.
अगर प्रोड्यूसर नहीं हो तो पिक्चर नहीं बन सकती.
Exactly.
अगर प्रोड्यूसर है, एक्टर खराब है तो भी पिक्चर बनेगी,
बन जाएगी.
कारक इज द प्रोड्यूसर. So
the key role player.
Well, all are important, but अगर ये नहीं होता तो initiate नहीं होता. So he is a producer. His job is to produce. Okay. तो both Western and Eastern astrology, दोनों में we have to study a house by looking at the house lord, the planets sitting in the house, and the aspects on the house.
Okay.
But Vedic astrology में एक second factor आ जाता है, which is Karak.
Okay.
Karak producer. तो आपको समझा दिया है.
जी.
Some houses have more than one Karak.
Okay.
Well, I'll explain to you how that works.
But are there any like types of Karak?
No. Karaks are standard. It doesn't matter आपका ascendant Aries हो, Taurus हो, Gemini हो. Karaks are fixed for all the houses.
Okay.
And a Karak signifies something in that house. Karak is important. Without Karak, the affairs of that house will not be produced.
Producer ही नहीं होगा. Exactly.
Produce नहीं
now
हो
we got
सकते.
it.
Yes.
So जो आप बता रहे हैं कि कारक जो कि इतना इम्पोर्टेंट होता है, so what is the correct interpretation कोई कारक का किसी घर के लिए?
देखिए, there are 12 houses. Every, like I said, if you're Aries, like I think, let's say you're Cancer ascendant, right?
Okay.
Somebody is Scorpio, somebody is Aquarius. But first house के लिए the Karak is always the sun.
Okay.
So when we have to study you, we study your first house, we study your ascendant lord, we study sun. Sun is your health, your appearance, your personality, your self-confidence. This is the framework of your chart. ये कारक होता है first house का.
But वो framework सबके लिए same
सबके लिए same है.
Exactly.
Everybody. कहीं भी बैठा हो sun, we have to study sun.
Right.
अगर sun बहुत weak है, let's say sun is very very weak to a point कि sun is essentially sitting at 0 degrees, it is debilitated, it has bad aspects. तो birth के time पे ये बच्चा, he cannot live for too long.
Oh.
Sometimes children die when they are born.
Because the sun was weak.
कारक is weak. First house पे aspect गलत है. Produce नहीं हो सकता.
Right.
Right? Some people don't have kids. Produce नहीं हो सकता. कारक weak है. Jupiter देखिए.
Okay.
Don't just focus on the house. Study the कारक. Now, second house का कारक, you have 3. Jupiter, Mercury and Moon.
Right.
You'll be like, why 3 कारaks? Moon is your face.
Okay.
Mercury is your speech. And Jupiter is your wealth. ये 3 कारक, because the house is of wealth and values, I used to say. Add another aspect, moon, your face. तो अगर यहाँ पर Mercury बैठा है, you're going to be a very good speaker.
Okay.
Moon बैठा है, you're probably going to be a good looking person. Jupiter बैठा है, you're going to make money.
Wealthy. Yes.
Jupiter is a fat planet. You know all these asteroids that come towards Earth, right? At high speed. They don't hit Earth because Jupiter's gravity. It's so far, but it still pulls all those planets. There is an asteroid belt.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
That circulates around the sun as well. Same, that's because of Jupiter. जहाँ बैठता है, you know, it's the Karak. It's a big planet. Third house. We said this is the house of courage, younger siblings.
Right.
You know, so Mars is younger siblings and courage. अगर Mercury बैठ जाए, it will indicate travels. And
Okay.
अगर Venus बैठ जाए, spouse's father.
Spouse's father.
Yes, spouse's
Okay.
father, Venus.
Okay.
That makes sense because your wife is 7th house. फिर वहां से 9th जो उनका father हुआ, वो आपका 3rd house हो गया. And वहां Venus बैठा, Venus is your
So
wife.
how your relationship is going to be with your father-in-law?
Yes, exactly.
That's very important house.
I didn't say it, you did. The 4th house, mother होता है.
जी.
So moon is mother, तो कारक moon है. Vehicles के लिए Venus आ जाता है. Saturn is property, immovable property. And Mars is buildings. 5th house का कारक होता है Jupiter. Children, knowledge, educational, spiritual practices. And जो stocks में खेलते हैं, Mercury. Mercury is speculation. And Rahu is paternal grandfather.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, हम भी भूल जाते हैं. We have to keep writing these things. It's not possible for us to remember.
So many factors, yeah.
I always prefer to write so we don't make mistakes.
Absolutely.
6th house, Saturn, disease. Mars, accidents and enemies. Mercury, आपके maternal uncles and aunts. Which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because 6th is 3 houses from 4th house, mother. तो ये
Mother's
mother के
house.
भाई
Mother के
बहन हुए.
भाई बहन,
Yeah.
yes.
7th house तो we know, wife, husband. इसका कारक Venus, for a man is the wife, for a woman Jupiter is the husband.
Yes.
लेकिन Mercury अगर is the कारक for business partners. Because 7th is a partnership house.
Yeah, you told
Rahu is maternal grandmother. Common sense because 4th से 4th हुआ.
that. Yes.
8th house, Saturn is the कारक for longevity. अगर Saturn weak है, उसका house lord weak है, और उस पे गंदे aspects पड़े हैं, and from that particular house, the 3rd house, which is 8th from 8th, is weak. person has a short life.
Okay.
9th house is the house of sun, which is your father. Jupiter, which is going to be your guru, whether it is teacher or research or whatever. 10th house के 3 कारक हैं, sun, Mercury, and we can say Venus. Generally हम Jupiter भी कह सकते हैं, but sun is professional status, Mercury is business, and Venus is mother of spouse. 11th house का कारक है Jupiter, which income, financial gains, and older siblings. And Saturn is elder siblings according to some people. And finally 12th house का कारक होता है Saturn, which is loss, expense, separation, disappointment, and Rahu is this thing for foreign travel. तो जब हम देखते हैं कि किसी को अपनी country से move करना है, we must look at their 4th house, because 4th house is your properties, where you're born, where you stay. अगर 4th house खराब है, then we have to look at 12th house, because 12th house is foreign. Then we must study Rahu.
Okay.
क्योंकि Rahu is foreign travel. Relocation, exactly. So these are the significators of the houses.
Yeah, one of the callers had that question. Will they be relocating due to health reasons?
You have to study Rahu. उनका Rahu ही बैठा है.
Okay.
So remember one thing. Karak is same for everybody, but yet Karak has to be studied correctly. आपने कहा था interpretation of Karak. What is the right interpretation, right? You asked me that question. So Jupiter is the significator Karak of more than one house. Jupiter is significator of 2, 5, 7, 9 and 11. Saturn 6, 8 and 12. They help us understand different aspects of a person's life. अगर हमको किसी के बच्चे study करने हैं, we will study Jupiter.
Okay.
वे कारक है. We will study 5th house.
Yeah.
We will study the lord of the 5th house and planets that are sitting or aspecting the 5th house. Disease के लिए हम Saturn देखेंगे, हम Mars भी देखेंगे, हम 6th house भी देखते हैं, उसका lord भी देखते हैं. Rahu and Ketu are obviously, shadow planets, nodes कहते हैं. Rahu acts like Saturn, Ketu acts like Mars, but Rahu also acts like the planet that he's sitting with, और जिस planet के घर में बैठा है. Identity crisis कहते हैं हम उनको.
Okay. They don't have their own personalities.
They do. Rahu expands.
Okay.
Misconception, and misconception is Ketu contracts. It's not like that.
Okay.
Rahu is illusion. You want something in life. I'll do a whole show for a few days on Rahu. Rahu मतलब आपको जो चाहिए life में जो आपको मिला नहीं. Undesired stuff, desired stuff जो fulfill नहीं हुआ. Ketu is your comfort zone. You take it for granted. You don't improve it.
Okay.
Right? There are some people जो एक ही career में बैठ जाते हैं because their Ketu is very strong, right?
जी.
So this is what Karaks are, but you have to study them carefully. I wrote something, I said that you cannot just define everything in place of one house. For example, Venus. Venus in general means art.
Venus.
Luxury, art.
Okay.
But art is generally judged by the 2nd house. But
Hobbies.
that is poetry.
Yeah, your hobbies.
Yeah, but 4th house में it is emotions. 5th house में it is now artistic creativity. So
And even, so luxury you mentioned.
Luxury
yes.
also.
Yes.
So you have to understand कि one planet is associated with so many things. तो astrology में जब आप question पूछते हो astrologer को, he has to know कि planet का meaning क्या है, कारक का meaning क्या है, घरों का meaning क्या है, and take a step forward from there.
Then comes the correct interpretation.
Exactly.
Perfect. So we have couple of callers waiting. Can we quickly take them on air?
Sure. I thought I could do the talking. You can take the calls till then. Not yet.
Hello, you're live on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Thank you so much for holding. Go ahead with your details.
तो जी मुझे पूछना है कि will I get a second house?
अच्छा, आप give me some information like, your name or date of birth, place of birth, time of birth.
मेरा नाम है Sam.
Sam, okay.
और डेट ऑफ बर्थ है 29 नवंबर का 74 में.
November 29th, 1974. Okay.
और बर्थ हुआ है ताम्बराम में.
वो कहाँ है?
वो तमिलनाडु में है.
Okay, Tamil Nadu. Can you spell the city?
Tambaram.
It's Tambaram.
Okay, I got it. Okay. And time of birth?
2:20 a.m.
All right. So your question is if you're going to buy a second house.
Correct.
First घर के साथ problem क्या है?
कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
अच्छा खासा है. देखिए, when do you plan on buying the house?
This year, right, like this month or next month.
अच्छा. See, you are running Jupiter Dasha. आपकी जो कुंडली है ना, you are run by Mercury. Okay, this is a Virgo chart. आपका Mercury is actually sitting in the house of hobbies. He sits with Sun, he sits with Rahu, he sits with Venus. हमें अगर आपकी घर देखना है, we must study the 4th house. We must study the Karak of that, and we must study, which is Saturn, right? Property.
Yes.
तो Saturn जो कारक है वो अपने ही घर को देख रहा है. When a Karak looks at the house for which he is Karak, he will increase that. I granted Saturn is retrograde in this chart. I am not doubting retrograde है, but फिर भी he is in good dignity. There is no problem. Jupiter की दशा है. He is going to expand. My gut, go ahead, you'll get the house. If you don't get the house now, your dasha is on. You don't have to worry. आपकी दशा अच्छी चल रही है. So you should be absolutely. In fact, I would say one piece of advice: try buying it after May.
Okay.
Because May के बाद क्या है? Jupiter Moon आता है, and Moon जो आपका है, he is exalted. 4 घर दूर है, and 4 houses always represents property. Do it after May. You'll feel better. You'll make more out of your house. Because Saturn is very strong aspecting. Good luck to you. It'll be work out very, very well for you.
Thank you, Ji.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your details.
Hello, Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hi, how are
you? Good. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
And this question is about my daughter. Her date of birth is 9th April 2007. And the time is 2:32 p.m. And the place of her birth is Redwood City, California.
Okay, I'm going to repeat that again.
Sure.
April 9, 2007, 2:32 in Redwood City, California.
That is correct, yes.
Okay, and what is your question?
My question is about her career path. She is still confused which line she should go in. Like, she is a little bit confused about couple of subjects like psychology, biotech, or engineering. So just wanted to make sure that.
Are you sure you're asking about career path or education path? Because दोनों फर्क होता है.
Yeah, education probably, yes.
हाँ, तो education, because career will take time. Career is very difficult to say. Yeah, you know, many people start in one field, go in the other. Your daughter's ruled by moon. Okay. Cancer, that is the sign. वहाँ पर Saturn बैठा है. Saturn is in, I would say, average dignity, but ठीक है. What she has Sun and Mercury, which are the planets of intelligence, creativity, and research, which are sitting in the 9th house.
Okay.
Does she want to do medicine?
Not exactly, because she doesn't want to go in proper medicine side of it, but she's definitely interested in other side of bio, which is like biotech or something like that.
Actually, this is also a very good chart for accounting. I know it sounds funny, but accounting की chart अच्छी है, business की chart अच्छी है. Biotech के लिए Mars is placed in the 8th house, so I think you might want to reconsider. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
You might want to reconsider. This is a chart of somebody who's going to do very well in business.
Business?
Yeah, Venus is also in its own house. Luxuries तो बहुत है आगे जाके life में. Reconsider. I'm not saying I'm forcing you, but मैं सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूँ कि, you know, chart के मुताबिक दिख रहा कुछ और है, तो you have to decide.
Okay. So you are saying probably business or research and accounting. She is good at math and that side of education also. But yeah, all right. Okay. I'll just let her know.
Yeah, let her know. Okay, bye.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much. Yeah, bye-bye.
Hello, you're live on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your details.
Hi, I have a question for my husband. His date of birth is 14 14th December 1977, 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock and 6 minutes in Sri Madhavpur.
I'm sorry, December 14, 1977, time क्या था?
9:04.
9:06.
9:06 a.m.
The wife is always right. We will go with 9:06. Place क्या थी? State?
Sri Madhavpur, Rajasthan.
अरे, Vedika is always happy when she hears Rajasthan.
Okay.
Okay, and what is the question you have for your...
His job.
give me 1 second. क्या पूछना है जॉब का आपको?
उनका जॉब कब तक होगा ना, काफी दिन से आई मीन इट्स ले ऑफ चल रहा है.
ओके. ले ऑफ चल रहा है तो उनका ले ऑफ हुआ है कि?
या हुआ है.
He's been laid off. And when did the layoff happen? Early part of end of last year, because तब Saturn की दशा start हुई है.
Like quite a while now actually. Last year September.
That is towards end of last year. वो Saturn की दशा start हुई थी. इस कुंडली में we'll have, this is a Jupiter run plan chart. This is Sagittarius. Jupiter retrograde है. Actually आपके husband के Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn 4 retrograde planet है. देखिए, I have noticed जब retrograde planets इतने हो जाते हैं तो person tends to be a little not optimistic. थोड़ा सा they lose their self confidence. That is something you don't want. You want a person to be confident. इनके sun की भी dignity थोड़ी weak है. Strength is weak. But let's get to the facts. What is your question is, when is he going to get his job? अभी Saturn दशा चल रही है. वो चलेगी 2027 तक. Okay. Saturn is कुंडली में is not a planet that is going to get a job unless we see transit. Transit में Jupiter अभी है 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're probably going to have to wait at least 6 months before something meaningful even pops up for your husband. अब कुछ नहीं दिख रहा. अब कुछ नहीं दिख रहा. If he's lost his job, नहीं दिख रहा. Remember one thing. June 20th, 2024 is a better time because Mercury, Saturn, Mercury है. Mercury owns the house of career. Jupiter transit में aspect करेगा. राहु है जो expand करेगा. They are not debilitated. Yes, granted, they are slightly enemy signs, but that is, I think your husband has to wait till then.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, call us if you have any other questions, if you need some better advice, okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you would like to connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia, call him directly 408-639-5300, or you'll get all the details through his website saketbhatia.com, और email करना चाहते हैं तो info@saketbhatia.com पे लिख भेजिए.
So we discussed Karaks.
Yes.
We want to talk about Karaks now sitting in their own house.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, it is good for a Karak to aspect the house for which he is Karak. But it is not good for Karak to sit in its own house.
Okay.
If a Karak sits in its own house, it is good for the properties of that house, but not good for the living thing in that house. अगर sun बैठ जाता है first house में, it is generally not good for your overall well-being, your overall health, not good.
Okay.
अगर moon बैठता है आपके fourth house में, it is generally not good for your mother.
Right.
Right?
But non-living things
को promote करेगा.
होगा.
So it will promote. If Saturn is in the fourth house, you'll get property. Mars, you'll get buildings. Moon, you'll have problems for mother.
Mother's health, yeah.
Either you'll be away from mother, you'll give your mother stress. Jupiter agar, now this I have to add one more thing. If a planet, astrology mein rule hai, if a planet sits in its own house, it will benefit that house.
Yeah.
But if the Karak, if the Karak owns that particular house and sits in that house, he is now doubly negative. Jupiter, which is the Karak for kids, for a Scorpio ascendant, if he is sitting in the fifth house, he is now going to benefit that house. बच्चे अच्छे होंगे. But double negative factor आ गया. Karak अपने घर में बैठा है. And he is the Karak for kids. So there will be some issue with children.
Okay. Okay.
What that issue is has to be studied. Now again, this is the general consensus. The suffering could be minor. The suffering could be delayed. Or the suffering could be something that comes and goes. You don't know.
Okay.
But होगा तो सही. Definitely होगा.
Okay.
So try having, Karaks not in their own house.
Okay. So with that we have one more caller waiting.
एक ले लेते हैं, फिर उसके बाद we'll discuss about some other stuff.
Sure. Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your details.
Hi, Saket ji, namaste.
Namaste. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. So name is Sanjeev.
Yes, Sanjeev.
Date of birth is 25th November 1971.
November 25th, 1971.
That's right. And
time?
Time 6:32 a.m.
Okay.
Place is Mumbai.
Okay, that's from my town.
Yes.
So, we always have this. Vedika को राजस्थान अच्छा लगता है, मुझे मुंबई अच्छा लगता है.
मुझे मुंबई भी अच्छा लगता
And
है.
it's a point system. She was very happy all along कि अभी तक मुंबई का कॉल नहीं आया. Okay, sir, how can I help you? What can I do?
So health के problems चल रहे हैं कुछ 6 साल हो गए.
Okay.
And I just wanted to find out what is in the future, how soon it will be resolved.
देखिए आपकी जो चार्ट बनती है, it is you're a Scorpio ascendant. We've been talking about this all along. आपका sun ascendant में ही placed है. तो जब sun ascendant में place होता है, it causes health problems in general for the body. Okay. Saturn is कुंडली में is not a good planet. He is aspecting your sun. आपका sun की dignity is शतबाला is 0.96. But अगर हम आपको health पढ़नी है, we'll have to study your 6th house. 6th house का कारक होता है Saturn and Mars, and 6th house का lord है Mars. यहाँ पर Mars जो है वो Capricorn Aquarius में बैठा है, लेकिन नवम्स चार्ट में जुपिटर डिबिलिटेटेड है और मार्स पाइसिस में सैटर्न के साथ बैठा है. अब दशा चल रही है सैटर्न राहु मर्क्यूरी की. आई एम सॉरी. सो सैटर्न राहु विथ मर्क्यूरी. दैट राहु मर्क्यूरी इज नॉट गुड फॉर यू. You really should look into your health, because things are not going to get that better for you all the way down till December, I would say October of 2025. तो जो है October 2025 तक you will have some issues with your health. Try Saturn is also aspecting Mars. So and Saturn aspects Moon. We can discuss offline. Give us a call. We can always talk what the issue is. Jupiter जब combust debilitated हो जाता है नवम्स में, वो घर में अच्छा नहीं रहता इतना. That is something.
तो 25 के बाद
September 2025 के बाद you'll have some respite. Not the best. थोड़ी सी improvement होएगी, but not the best.
Okay.
Call us if you need some advice, okay?
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. तो
जी.
कारक के बारे में कहा था हमने. कारक जब अपने घर में बैठता है. Then there are two things we wanted to cover. Influences of Karak.
जी.
And judging a house in astrology. तो हम कहते हैं कि जब किसी घर को जज करना है एस्ट्रोलॉजी में, फैक्टर्स, वी मस्ट स्टडी द हाउस, द लॉर्ड. बोरिंग हो जाता है. द हाउस, द लॉर्ड, द प्लैनेट्स इन द हाउस, द कारक. बट वन थिंग यू शुड डू इज you should always study the house from the Karak.
House from the Karak.
If you want to study your mother, we must study 4th house.
Yeah.
We must study moon.
Okay.
And we must study 4th house from moon.
Okay. 4th house from moon. Like where moon is placed,
exactly.
वहाँ से 4th house.
4th house.
Oh God, that's
if we want to study your children, we must study your 5th
house.
We must study Jupiter जो कारक है. और जहाँ भी Jupiter बैठा है,
उससे 5th house.
उससे 5th house.
Okay.
देखिए, it's not as easy. अगर होता तो God would have made, everybody would have knowledge about them. There are some hidden secrets,
yes.
na?
Yes.
This is what the hidden secret is.
Yeah, with each episode I'm getting to know more and more about the secrets and so much knowledge it requires to study all this.
तो हमने कहा कारक प्रोड्यूसर है.
जी.
If a Karak and the appropriate house from the Karak, so Karak और उसे घर afflicted है,
जी.
then likely वो item आपकी लाइफ में नहीं आ सकती. Likely. Very hard for it to come. Karak won't be able to produce it.
Okay.
If the house is afflicted, जिस घर का कारक 5वां घर afflicted है, then but Karak strong है, टाइम लगेगा for you to have kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Delay होगा.
Delay होगा.
Deny नहीं है.
Deny नहीं है. अगर house lord afflicted है, right? Then there will be pressure. You may not be able to enjoy the activities that house is supposed to give you.
So you will get it.
You will get, but you may not be able to enjoy.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
तो ये complication है. तो remember, don't just judge a house. Don't just judge the planet. Karak important होता है. Karak is very important. And Karak का क्या है? It is always good for a Karak to aspect its own house. But if a Karak is debilitated, then it is not considered good. Karak तो हमने पहले ही कहा कि अगर Karak is very good for non-living things, अगर अपने घर को aspect करता है,
जी.
जैसे Jupiter अगर आपके 9th house को aspect कर रहा है, you'll be very spiritual, you'll have a guru, right? If Jupiter is aspecting your 2nd house, you'll have good wealth, right? But अगर Jupiter वहाँ बैठ जाए, then you'll have some problems. So you have to understand, moon हमने कहा, sun हमने कहा, Saturn, एक exception है Saturn का.
Okay.
Saturn अगर 8th house में बैठ जाए, it is actually considered good. लंबी life देता है.
But that is Saturn का घर.
It कारक है.
हाँ,
but अगर वहाँ बैठ जाए,
बैठेगा तो भी it's good.
Saturn शनि है, आपको stress देगा लेकिन लंबी life देगा. So we've covered Karaks. This is what I wanted to do in this show.
Okay.
You know, and we've answered lots of questions.
Yes, and my apologies to all the callers who are trying to connect with us right now because we are out of time. We cannot take any more calls, but do call us next Tuesday 4 to 5 p.m. और आप Dr. Saket Bhatia को directly call कीजिए show के बाद. You can connect with him by calling 408-639-5300. That's Dr. Saket Bhatia का number. Do call him after the show. saketbhatia.com उनकी वेबसाइट है, where you'll get all the information. और या फिर एज आई मेंशन कि आप ट्यूसडे को ट्यून इन कर सकते हैं और लाइव सुन सकते हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया को ऑन रेडियो जिंदगी. विद दैट, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन एयर टुडे.
Thank you. Have a good week. Bye.
You are listening to Radio Zindagi, KZDG 1550 AM, San Francisco and